Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. After procrastinating for a long time, I'm finally here in Narajol. Narajol is a bigger place. It's a very big place actually in Mednipur, Mednipur district of West Bengal. And today I'm going to explore just the Narajol Rajbari, which is we are 1 kilometer away from Narajol Rajbari at the moment. And we are here on the occasion of Durga Navami. It is Navami. One most important reason for me to be here is that once who are from Kolkata and even out of Kolkata, from around the world or country, whoever comes to Bengal, whoever thinks of Bengal, immediately goes to Kolkata and explore Kolkata. That is well and fine, but there is a vast history and there is a vast culture outside Kolkata, and I want to explore that. And I have shortlisted a lot of places, and one is this one, Narajol. I think before exploring other places, faraway places, we should start exploring our surroundings, what we are surrounded with. It has a vast, unique history which hardly few people have heard about, maybe. So you all will definitely enjoy it, and please do give it a thumbs up if you all like this video, and all the new ones in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I feel one of the many good things that Corona did to me and to the whole travelers community is that it enticed and encouraged us to travel more locally, to explore our own country, our own state and locality, and understand their culture and glory. And this wonderful place where I've headed to is about 4 hours driving distance from Kolkata via Kolaghat. Just look at the beautiful roadways through the rural Bengal, through the big farmlands that takes you to the royal majestic Narajol Rajbari. One piece of advice: please don't follow GPS or Google Maps because they'll show you the shortest route and you will have to cross 2 of these bamboo bridges over Kangshabati river, which can be very dangerous. Please take the longer route. The roads are amazing, perfect for long drive, but just avoid this adventure ride. As we reach the 600 years old Narajol Rajbari, we see the main gate or Shingho Dwar guarding the centuries old histories. Just opposite to this, we see the Nach Mahal, which was built later because non-veg was not allowed inside the main Rajbari or palace. Dancers from all over the country used to come here and promote their dance and dance forms. This water body is bounding the whole palatial property and protecting it for centuries. Close to the main gate, we see the ancient Nahabat Khana, where Shehnai used to be played 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evening. The Shehnai in the morning made the whole princely family wake up from their sleep. Beside Nahabat Khana, here is the Mahabirju, beholding many mysterious stories. This one used to be the Kachari Bari or the courtroom of this palace, and as we move towards the main palace, we see the Mrityunjay Shiv Mandir or Shiv temple, beside which there was Durga Dalan for the yearly Durga Puja, which has turned into ruins by time. Up close there was Saraswati Dalan for the yearly Saraswati Puja, which has also left its ruins by time. On the left we made way to the main temple area of the palace, consisting of 3 main temples and a Nata Mandir made of ancient Belgian glasses. Rabindranath Tagore at a very young age visited this place with his father, and he was so inspired by the styling and designs of this Nata Mandir that he built a similar looking meditation hall or sadhana manch in Chatimtala at Shantiniketan. On the right there is the temple of Lord Ramchandra, which was built by the 14th king of this princely family, Mohanlal Khan, in the year 1819, using rocks specially brought from Ayodhya to build this. And in the middle, this big white temple is the Govind Navaratna temple, built by the 12th king, Chunilal Khan, after he was inspired by Lord Krishna's life. Presently, the main deity of this palace, Jai Durga, resides here. On the left, there is the garment or Jholan Dalan, where the kirtans, prayers and plays on Lord Krishna's life takes place during Janmashtami. Presently, this is where the traditional Durga Puja takes place. Normally, they have the system of guiding the visitors through the palace and serving them prasad in return of a minimum donation, but due to the current COVID situation, they have put enough restrictions on the system. Still, we were fortunate enough to have their welcome for their Navami Bhog Prasad. Behind the main temple area stands the royal establishment of Uday Narayan Ghosh, dating back to the 15th century, after he came across a mysterious dream of recovering Jai Durga and establishing her here while he was on his hunting tour at this place. Inside the main palace, first we step into the Raj Mahal with two main buildings. One is this, Dvimahala. Another one here is Trimahala, where all the Raj Darbars used to take place on the third floor. Next, we were at Rani Mahal, where the third and fourth queen of King Mohalal Khan used to reside. Alongside here is the Palki Ghar that used to house the Palkis to carry the queens. Right beside the Rani Mahal, there is the oldest structure of Narajol, the main Jai Durga temple, built by Uday Narayan Ghosh to establish recovered Ma Jai Durga, now standing in ruins, which gradually gave birth to the whole Narajol property spread over 223 acres. Also, the Bhog Ghar or the kitchen room and the Nata Mandir of the Jai Durga temple is still intact. I think I won't be too wrong if I say we visited the oldest Rajbari and have seen the oldest Durga Puja of West Bengal. The fifth descendant of Uday Narayan Ghosh was given the Raj title by the then Bengal's ruler. Later, the eighth descendant was given the Khan title by the then Bengal's Nawab Nazim, which the family is still carrying. And all these happened even before the Britishers started ruling over Bengal. It's wonderful to be surrounded by the walls that have witnessed the Mughal period, the Maratha period, the Royal Bengal, and the whole British period. From leaders namely Rabindranath Tagore, Khudiram Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, to politicians like Jawaharlal Nehru, Motilal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, all have their footsteps on the land of Narajol. Finally, we were guided to a very important portion of the palace, which was initially the Rasoi Khana or the kitchen and dining area, where the whole princely family with their relatives and staffs used to have their meals together. At the same time, this is where the bombs and weapons used for the freedom movement were made and collected from. Also, this area has many underground tunnels, which obviously we could not spot, but that's where the freedom fighters used to flee from during police raids. If today we know the significance of Mednipur in the Indian history and their contribution in the Indian freedom movement, it's because of Narajol, which acted like a torchbearer for the common people during the freedom struggle and support pillar for our freedom fighters and brave hearts. And the one who fought till the end, our most loved hero Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, got the help of money power and manpower innumerable times, nationally as well as internationally. The man who guided us all through was Sandeep Khan, a member and descendant of this princely family. I'll put his number on the description. You can contact him if you need any sort of assistance regarding your visit to the palace, or even any documentary work or anything to promote this place would be entertained. If you are a history lover who gets intrigued by the wonders of bygone era, just like me, then this is a must-visit place while in Bengal. Though we could not see all of Narajol on a single day, I feel to explore and absorb whole Narajol, we at least need to stay a night and make a plan for 2 days. For that purpose, they're opening a homestay soon after COVID is over, with private trust and archaeological preservation committee's help and the bigger Narajol family's help. The extended land of Narajol outside the palace is of 187 acres, which comprises of the Raj Mahal, the Jalhari or Lankagarh, built by the 14th King Mohalal Khan, somewhat with the idea of Sri Lankan island, after he was blessed by Lord Ramchandra with a son, and there are 50 specific temples built by various kings of Narajol. Also, there are 2 villages within a distance of 15 to 20 kilometers, Veer Singha, the birthplace of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and Mahobani, the birthplace of Khudiram Bose, and all this we are yet to visit. I think all we can do is visit this place, promote if possible, and help in preserving this historic place and keep it alive for upcoming generations.